Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my weeks 19 and 20 pregnancy update. I can't believe it. I am currently in my 20s for weeks and I have quite a few things to share with you. So let's jump right in. I wrote for week 19, hunger is regulating. LOL, because is that true? I don't think my hunger is regulating. At least not right this second, but I guess at the beginning of week 19, I felt like that was the case. I also wrote pretty warm at night, read in my app that it's due to extra blood volume. So during the nights, I've been finding that I'm getting so hot. So what I've been doing is like at 2 a.m. I'll come out and change the thermostat and then go back into the bedroom. And I usually just put it down 1 just to get the air flowing a little bit at night, but I'm definitely like reaching that like I'm hot all the time phase. I bought maternity clothes, much more comfortable. So if you did not get to see my maternity try on haul, I will link that down below, but I got some maternity clothes and it's just felt so much better to be able to wear clothes that fit, that are comfortable. Luckily, there's a decent, I have like this weird like pajama, loungewear, leisure wear crossover in my wardrobe because I've always just appreciated and preferred comfortable clothing, and most of my clothing tends to be like a little bit more oversized. So I have been able to still wear, like, this is a pajama top. These tops are really flowy. I wear them all the time. They're from Urban Outfitters. And so like there are some pieces in my wardrobe that are still kind of working for me now. But in terms of bottoms, like pajama shorts, comfortable shorts that I could wear out into the world, as well as tank tops that fit appropriately, I definitely needed some things. And so I was able to pick up some things from ThredUp and Old Navy and Motherhood Maternity, and yeah, it just feels so nice now to know that I have some pieces that I can wear that make me feel comfortable. And granted, we're still isolating, so we're still home all day, every day. But those days that I have to go to doctor's appointments, it's nice to know that like I have clothes that I can wear. I also wrote 19 weeks 5 day was my doctor's appointment. So I had my anatomy scan at 19 weeks and 5 days. Baby, I wrote down baby is healthy and good. He was so low and he was sucking at the placenta. So the baby was really low and they weren't able to get all the measurements that they needed, and I need to go back this week. The only measurement she said that they weren't able to get was, I guess, from the nose to the top part, like here is the measurement they weren't able to get. And so I'll go back this week, we'll get that done. She said that it's not something to be worried about or something to be anxious about, like it was just that they couldn't do it, they couldn't see it. And he reminded me a lot of Hugo in the ultrasound. Like he was just as stubborn, and the ultrasound tech was like trying to get him to move around. She had me do the whole like jumping up and down cartwheel. I know I did a cartwheel and a handstand at my doctor's office, so bizarre, and he just wouldn't move. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it because I get to see him again. So even though I know that it was annoying that they weren't able to get all the measurements that they wanted to in that appointment, selfishly I'm like, oh, I get to go back and see him again. Sucking at the placenta, which is so weird. And when I saw it, she pointed it out, the ultrasound tech. She was like, oh, he's sucking at the placenta. And I was like, oh, that's kind of gross. And she was like, no, it's not. Like, that's great. Like, he's already practicing how, like, his sucking motion. And I was like, yes, that's fantastic. And I'm so glad that he's doing that. But also, he's sucking at the placenta. Like, that is a little bit gross. Strong heartbeat and moving a lot I wrote down. And when I went to see my midwife after my ultrasound, I was 143 pounds. So I was up 3 pounds from my last appointment. I think my last appointment was about 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks before that appointment. So I'm gaining about 1 pound a week, which my doctor said is pretty normal. And besides, what else during the doctor's appointment? Everything else, it was a pretty quick, besides the anatomy scan, the actual doctor's appointment was pretty quick. I was in and out. And like I mentioned, I'll be going back this week. This week I'm also going to get my blood taken to see how the thyroid medication is working. So if you've just stumbled across this video and you didn't know, I have Hashimoto's disease and hypothyroidism. So I'm on levothyroxine, I think it is, which is a TSH supplement, thyroid stimulating hormone replacement, and I've been on that now for maybe 3, almost 4 weeks. And my endocrinologist wanted me to get some blood work done to just make sure that, being that this is the first time that, or like the first stretch of time that I've been taking this medication, to make sure that it's the right dose and that my levels look good. So I'll be doing that the same day that I go in for the extra ultrasound. I'm looking forward to that and kind of seeing how that goes. I am still taking that thyroid medication in the morning. I'm also still taking my Garden of Life prenatals, which I love. I've also started retaking the Mary Ruth's Organics Omegas 3, 6, 7, and 9, I believe. I will link them down below. They're vegan gummy omega supplements, and they're great. I couldn't take them. I ordered them, I think before I got pregnant. I ordered them to start taking because as a vegan, I don't eat fish, and so it's tricky to get those omegas into your diet. And I ordered them, I started taking them, and in the first trimester hit like a ton of bricks, and I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal with the smell of them. I couldn't even think about them. I wanted nothing to do with them. So luckily, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I started being able to take them again. I've been taking them every day, so those are great. And every now and again, I'll also take an extra vitamin D supplement just in case on those days that I haven't been outside. And I wrote down getting the urge to nest. So this is definitely a symptom that is strong and went from weeks 19 straight into week 20 and even into week 21, which is where I am now. So week 20, I wrote down not very much. I just wrote hunger through the roof and nesting like crazy. So that's why I kind of laughed at the hunger is regulating symptom I wrote down at the beginning of week 19, because I do feel like, I guess I'm not ravenous all the time. I'm not, and I'm not eating to subdue nausea, which is great. But I have noticed like my portion sizes. I made pasta last night for dinner, and I've told you guys, I normally cannot handle pasta. Like normally it makes me feel so heavy and so just like uncomfortable. But I found chocolate covered Katie. Oh my gosh, she's like my new everything. She has a blog, I will link it down below. It's called chocolatecoveredkatie.com, and she has a lot of vegan, vegetarian, and healthy recipes. And she has some pasta dishes. I made a cauliflower Alfredo pasta, as well as last night I made a creamy tomato and spinach pasta. Guys, so good. So good. So what I've discovered is that it's not necessarily the pasta itself that makes me feel very full and big. It tends to be whatever sauce is on it. And because the sauces that she includes with her recipes are made primarily of nuts and or vegetables, like the cauliflower Alfredo sauce is all cauliflower. The sauce last night was made from cashew nuts. It just doesn't feel as heavy in my body versus just like a plain old marinara sauce. I don't know why marinara sauce like feels so heavy in my body sometimes. Like I just can't do it. So good, so good. But I ate so much pasta last night. That was like the point of that whole story. So I ate so much pasta last night, and I like probably could have kept eating more, but I stopped myself. So my appetite is definitely up. My apps say that like that little baby is just putting on fat now, and his skin is going like is translucent, but is like with more and more fat will become less and less translucent. So like I think it's just we're in that point of pregnancy where like we're just putting on the healthy weight, you know, we're just putting on the healthy weight. Nesting like crazy, guys. This did not happen to me in my first pregnancy, and my hypothesis is that it did not happen to me in my first pregnancy because we were living at my parents and I didn't have like my own home and my own space. But the nesting, the organizing, and the cleaning, and I feel like the cooking is sort of goes along with that, has been another level. I'm actually kind of grateful that it's kicked in now, and I think it sort of kicked in for 2 reasons. One, it's just the boredom of being home and isolated all the time. It's like I have nothing else to do and nothing else to focus on. And in the first trimester, it just kind of felt like too early to start focusing on that. But now that I'm in my early 20 weeks and we're in the second trimester, I feel like, okay, I'm definitely not feeling nauseous anymore. I'm feeling better. My energy levels are okay. By the end of the day, like I'm still, it's not bloating, but like if you've been pregnant before, you know that in the mornings you tend to feel a little bit lighter. Your belly isn't quite as heavy, isn't quite as big. And then by the end of the day, this may not happen to everyone, but this definitely happens to me. By the end of the day, my stomach is huge and I'm really, really heavy and really, really tired. And so where was I going with that? I also have like foggy mom brain, but like, is it my toddler? Is it like because I'm taking care of my toddler, or is it because of the pregnancy? I'm thinking it's like a mixture of both. Oh, right. Boredom. So like I have something to do now. I can like focus on the baby and the baby's things, and like we got all the baby's things, which I think you guys will have just seen in a weekly vlog. We got all the stuff from my parents, so it was so fun going through all of that and seeing all like Hugo's little baby stuff, but then like deciding like what we'll use immediately and what we'll wait to use. But I think the other part of that is knowing that I'm only getting bigger and it's only gonna get more uncomfortable the longer I wait to organize and like do these things. So I'd rather just do them now. I'd rather just tackle everything now and have everything then just be like waiting for the baby versus doing everything last minute. I know that we're still gonna end up doing things last minute, just like the nature of the beast, but if there are things that like I can do now, I'd rather do them now. And nesting has just kicked in full force and I'm really, really loving it because I feel this intense motivation to be like constantly be cleaning, constantly be organizing, constantly be doing something. And I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. Like it feels, there's a momentum behind it. And again, I think because of this isolation situation and quarantine, it's been nice to have a little bit more of a purpose to our days where I feel like, okay, things need to get done and I will do them, sort of thing. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Anyway, that's all of the update for weeks 19 and 20. I will pop in my belly shot now. And here's my 20-week belly from the side. I feel like it's gotten a lot bigger from the side. And the other side. And from the front. Alright guys, so next time I see you, it'll be for weeks 21 and 22. I will probably let you know how the appointment this week goes in my weekly vlog. I think it's going to be 117, number 117. So if you're interested on knowing immediately how my doctor's appointment goes, then definitely check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.